Hi, my name is Megan Deister, and I'm an occupational therapy student at the University of Kansas Medical Center. Today I'm going to be talking to you about some brain games and ways that you can incorporate these games throughout your daily routines. So, it's really important to know that mental exercise is just as important as physical exercise. It helps keep the mind active when you incorporate these brain games throughout your daily routines, and although it won't prevent memory loss, it will help continue to keep the brain engaged throughout the course of the disease. And there are some previous mindful minutes on brain games to purchase and play with family and friends, but what I want to focus on today is just things that you can do throughout your day that don't require really any extra material or requires you to buy anything extra. They're just things that you can do with you and your brain and during the things that you do already every day. So here are some ways that you can incorporate brain games throughout your daily routines. The first one could be doing games while you're on a walk or doing an activity outside or during any free time that you may have during the day. You could also make an activity out of it and just kind of set aside some intentional time to incorporate brain games and engage in those activities. You could also do them with a friend or family member. So if someone's coming over to visit or you just have some free time with someone, you could always offer to see if they'd like to play a brain game with you. You could also focus on one game throughout the day. So an example that I had would be counting the number of dogs that you see on a walk. Anytime that you look out the window or you're in a car or something like that. And it may be beneficial to maybe have a sheet with you that you can keep a tally on, or maybe writing the number in your phone so you can just continue to add to it throughout the day. You could also incorporate games while you're watching TV or doing another activity, and I'll give you brain games that you can do while watching TV on a different slide. And then you can make it fun by writing down different ideas and then maybe drawing one out of a jar or a hat and picking a different one each day to focus on. So, like I mentioned, these are some brain games that you could do while you were specifically watching TV. So, the first one, you can count the number of commercials that are on during a commercial break. And again, you could maybe have like a little notepad or just continue to count and put the numbers in your phone if you're having a difficult time remembering what number you're on. Just keeping it on like a notepad and have a running tally could be helpful. You could keep a tally of how many times a certain word is said in a commercial as well. You can maybe pick one word to focus on each day, a different word for each commercial, one word for a whole commercial break, or anything like that. It's really up to you and customized to what you would want. Physical movement during commercial breaks is also good to keep your mind active as well. So this could be something like doing a couple stretches during a commercial break, maybe taking a lap around a room once or twice during a commercial break, or even during just one commercial. And just moving your body during those breaks is a great way to continue to keep that mind active. You could also summarize or recall favorite parts of the show or movie that you just watched. You could summarize maybe your favorite scene. You could talk about your favorite part or the part you found funniest, anything like that. You could also name or describe the characters, and this could be something fun to do with someone else. Maybe you are describing a character and they have to guess who the name is, or vice versa, where maybe you name the character and then they have to describe it. But there's a lot of different ways and different things that you can do just while watching TV specifically to keep that mind engaged. So here's some brain games that you can play specifically for when you are outside. So counting the number of people or animals seen during a walk. This could be maybe how many you see in a 5-minute period. You could do how many people you see throughout the entire day anytime you go outside, or just on a single walk altogether. You could also use a map of the walking trail to pick the distance and the path that you want to take, and then navigate it throughout your entire walk. And this would be something good that you could do maybe with a family member or a friend. Describe things that you see, that you hear, or you smell outside, really playing up on your senses and using those descriptive words, and you could always have someone else guess maybe what you're describing too. Naming or describing birds, so you can point out the birds. If naming or describing is too difficult, maybe just describing the color or the size. And you can do this with any other animal as well, maybe dogs or any animal that you might see when you're outside. You could also make a scavenger hunt, and then some examples that I had down would be finding a big leaf, finding a pretty flower, or finding a yellow object while you're outside, either on a walk or just doing work outside. And you can determine if you'd like to take a picture of it, if you'd like to collect the items. It's really up to you, but these are specifically just activities that you can do while you are outside. So another way to exercise your brain could be trying out new skills. So here are a few ideas. So the first one is trying to use your non-dominant hand for things that come naturally to you, such as brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, or maybe even texting on your phone. You could practice a new language. There are apps that you can download on like a tablet or one of your cell phones, and you can practice, basic words in a different language. You could create art pieces from random objects or supplies. You could even do this from maybe items that you collect on a scavenger hunt when you go on a walk. Just a way to kind of incorporate, those items with something else. So you're repurposing items from a scavenger hunt. And you could do this with someone else too. You could make this a fun game where you each go pick 3 random objects from somewhere inside your home and see what kind of art piece you come up with. Or you can draw a picture and pick a category that you each want to draw a picture in or something like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just something fun to kind of get your brain moving. Also, dancing or really any other physical exercise or any kind of movement that you haven't done before really also helps work the brain as well. And it's totally okay if you're not a master at this, and it's fine if it's not carried over day to day. It's most important to find something fun that you enjoy doing than mastering this new skill, and it's good to just keep your brain engaged. So here are even more ideas of brain games. You can do crosswords, and this could be done with someone else. Maybe you guys could take turns sharing clues or guessing the word. You could name songs, so if you have maybe a playlist of your favorite songs, putting that on shuffle and then trying to think of the name or maybe even the person who sings a song. You could also pause it and try and finish the lyrics or anything like that to kind of practice that memory recall. You could try telling stories, either fiction or nonfiction. This could be maybe a favorite memory from when you were growing up, your favorite story about a friend or a family member. You could also pick a topic. If you wanted to make something up, you could pick a topic or have someone else pick a topic for you, and you can practice making up your own story. You could also do this with someone else, and maybe you each say a sentence and you have to build the story off of what the other person says. You could also describe things using different scenes, using your senses. So, for example, how would you describe, a nature scene if you were on a walk? Or how would you describe being at your favorite restaurant? What would you smell? What would you see? What would your favorite meal look like? What would the surroundings be like? And using each of your senses to kind of paint the picture. And if you wanted to turn this into a game with someone else, you could describe something and then see if they can guess what you are describing. And if you're doing this by yourself, this could be something that maybe you type out on a computer or that you write about. So I just wanted to send you with one last reminder. These activities are meant to be fun. I don't want it to be something that is just added on to your to-do list. So find something fun so it doesn't seem like it's just another thing added on throughout your day. Make it something that you really enjoy doing and customize it to what you enjoy, to your hobbies and what you find interesting. If you're getting frustrated with an activity, you can totally take a break and come back to it later. You could also do these things with someone else to make it more fun as well. And lastly, it's good to exercise your brain, and you can do this with any activity that you'd like to do. I gave you a few ideas, but if you think of another idea, totally try it out. And if it's not 100% successful or if you don't enjoy it, you can customize it to whatever you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's about what you'll want to do and what you'll look forward to incorporating throughout your day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you got a few ideas of different ways to incorporate these brain games throughout your daily routines. Thank you.